Yeah, what made you decide to start a lawn care company?
And I'm in the hospital having surgery, and no one was allowed to visit. No one was allowed to come up there.
Hi everyone, welcome back, or maybe I should be saying welcome us back into the new year 2024. Happy New Year. I'm Casey.
I'm Trish.
And this is CJ Mowing. Now, about a month ago, we put out a community post where we asked if people would be interested in a Q&A from us, both me and my mother. 84% of you and over 2,100 votes said yes. So we're going to dive into that and see what you guys had to ask. We had over 200 comments where people had asked various questions across the spectrum. And so admittedly, I haven't seen most of those questions on purpose because I wanted to see them kind of live now as you see them. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into that. Okay, so what did you think about the Q&A? What did you feel about that?
I thought it was a good idea to have a Q&A. I figured people might want to know a little bit more about us.
Were you okay with sharing a little bit more about you or us?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to deep dive, but yeah.
We have to go deep in the deep end of the pool. Okay, so with these, have you seen any of these?
I've seen some of them, yes.
Okay, so at the beginning, when the post had gone out, I think that day I had seen just a small handful of questions, and then intentionally I didn't look at the rest because I knew we were going to make a video, and so I wanted to be kind of surprised by it, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to see. Big Rob. Big Rob. How long do you and your mom spend at a house cutting and trimming? I like your videos. You both do a great job. How long do we spend at the house? Go for it.
Well, it just depends, but most of the time is us riding around looking for a property to do. And when we get to the property, depending on how bad it is, it could take 5-6 hours.
Mm-hmm. No, so yeah, like it could take about like maybe like you said 2 to 3 hours. See, that's the frustrating part though. If there's any frustrating part, it's like you want to go ahead and get to work and doing what you're doing, but you also want to find someone who looks like they could definitely need it, or at least the yard anyway looks like it definitely needs it. So that can be a little like taxing because it's like you're wasting daylight.
Yes,
And
especially at this time of year.
Yeah, you're wasting daylight. But typically, as far as this question goes, what I like about this question is because I'm looking at it from two different perspectives. One is how long would it take us to do it if we weren't recording? How long does it take us to do because we're recording?
It takes a lot longer when we're recording.
Yeah.
I can talk.
Yeah, so if we weren't recording, most of the properties that we do, they would take maybe an hour and a half. Hour and a half is like on the high side. We could definitely get them done in under
The overgrown ones.
Yeah, even the overgrown ones. I mean, they could be done in less than an hour. They could be done around an hour and a half. But because we're recording, a lot goes into that, and it can take 5, 6, 7 hours. But generally, if I gave like a middle ground of what it could be, I'm going to say somewhere around 3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah.
Could be more, could be less, but middle 3.5 to 4 hours to complete a property when we're recording. This is why sometimes going back to properties to finish up things is easier when we're not recording, because it can be done a lot quicker. So this question is from Anne Catherine Boyson. You both are so friendly, positive, and full of enthusiasm. It's so great to see how you treat each other and respond to each other. You have so much love within you. It's wonderful. My question is more rhetorical. How do you recharge your inner motivation after such hard work? How do you motivate yourself when some people react so unemotionally to your gift of free work? I always can't understand why the recipients don't freak out about joy. I would not know what to do with my enthusiasm about it, and I don't understand why people do not help out or provide you with drinks and snacks. I just do not understand. It makes me so sad because you deserve so much more thanks and appreciation. I wish you all the love and goodness in the world from the bottom of my heart. Kind regards from Anne and the 7 dwarves behind the mountains from Germany. So, as far as people not perceiving the work that we do as enthusiastically as maybe other people might want to see, do you have any reservations about that? Like, do you think like, oh, why didn't they react more enthusiastically?
No. I mean, I think in the very beginning, I might have thought that, but now I don't know what's going on in people's lives, and they just might not. I mean, they liked that, oh, yay, my grass is getting mowed, it's free, I don't have to pay for it. But some people just don't know how to show emotions like that.
Yeah, I don't prejudge the situation and go like, okay, this person didn't react this way, so that must mean that they're not appreciative. That's not what that means. And I think that the more people that I've ever come in contact with, the more of the world you see, the more you realize that you don't know, and you have to really kind of give everything a chance to see and let it unfold. So as far as these properties that we do, if people don't react the way one might think that they should react, I don't ever hold anything either against any of them. I'm just appreciative of the opportunity to be able to provide that work for them. And if they want to feel excited about it in their own way, then that is their prerogative to feel excited about it in their own way. Because I would think that anyone would like something for free. They said yes, they got the work done. I'm pretty sure that they're appreciative of it.
Yeah.
No matter how they showed it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no matter how they showed it. So this next question is from Janice DeCineros. Details like where were you and mom born, and any siblings? Why landscaping? Love it when your mom adds commentary, facts about animals and plants. I grew up having to mow our lawn since dad was a DAV with chronic asthma.
I don't know.
To this day, I mow the lawn in my house because I mow the lawn at my house. I mow the lawn that's growing in my yard or in my living room. Yeah. At my house, I truly enjoy it. In addition, I am also a green thumb, with my specialty being plumerias. Plumerias.
Well, I was born in Ohio. Mm-hmm.
I think we have a video where we're talking about some things were about you in Ohio.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And me here, where we do the videos.
Yeah.
Ocala, Florida. So that's where I was born. You add commentary to animals and plants?
Yeah.
I edit these videos. Did I miss something? No, I'm just
Did
kidding.
you miss something?
Since dad was a DAV,
Well, when I was growing up, I also was the person that mowed our lawn. So I always mowed lawns, even when I was younger, growing up. I was the one. I always liked to be outside. I didn't want to be cooped up in the house. I always wanted to be outside. So I would be the one mowing the grass. That was my chore I had to do.
Back in the 1900s?
1900s. Well, it was the 1900s.
I know. 1970. What?
No, the late 1900s, but the late 1900s.
Yeah. So, what'd you mow the grass with?
It was a push mower, and we had over an acre.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
A push mower? I thought you told me something about one of them like rotary things.
Oh no, that was up in Ohio. My grandfather had one of those, and I would run through the yard with that, and he'd get mad because I was young, way young then, and I was just running through the yard, pushing, making a big old strip down through there.
So you weren't actually mowing anything. You were just like, oh, this is cool. Look at these designs. Oh, okay. David Botterill. My question would be, 1, would you consider collaboration with a power wash company? And 2, how often do you change blades on the mowers? And 3, if there is no city pickup of grass branches, what do you do with them? Long may you both continue in the good work you do. God bless both. David, Birmingham, England. So, considering a collaboration with a power wash company.
I think what he's trying to say is, if we go out and mow, if the other person that we collaborate with would be like come in behind us and power wash the driveway, the house, something like that, whatever needed power washed.
I mean, if I would not say, I wouldn't use the word collaboration, but if someone else reached out and was like, hey, seeing your video, you did this, I would like to go pressure wash that house. And if they're wanting to do along the same lines as what we're doing, and it's something that's free, because I know there's companies out there that have channels and stuff that do free pressure washing. If they wanted to do that, then that would be absolutely fine if they wanted to do it. But as far as a collaboration, the word collaboration, I don't know about that. What about you?
Myself, if somebody reached out, I wouldn't care. I mean, I don't think that, I don't know about the traveling, if it was like maybe in-state, that we can, because there's a lot of work here for, rather than going out and having to go other states. I mean, we really have to run out of work to go out of state. So if somebody here, or if somebody wanted to come here, that would be up to them.
Yeah, I would think. Okay, so that's the pressure washing part. How often do we change the blades?
Well, you have to.
So this is an interesting question, because that's kind of like a question that it's like a blanket statement question. Changing blades versus sharpening blades. So we sharpen blades every time before we do a lawn.
Mm-hmm.
Every time before we do a lawn, we sharpen the blades. Changing the blades could be probably like maybe once a month, maybe 2 weeks. I mean, it really just depends on when the blades need to be changed out.
Yeah, because you never know what kind of property you're going to come up across.
Yeah.
That may dull the blades.
Right. So if depending on the growth that's on one property, that might wreck the blades. So we could bring things on, with us to be able to sharpen the blades while we're there, and we've done that.
Mm-hmm.
And sharpen them while we're there. But if the blades are beyond repairable, then we have to replace them. So it's just a matter of do you drive your car 3,500 miles in 6 months, or do you drive your car 3,500 miles in 2 weeks? How often do you do an oil change? Like it all really depends. But I think the key factor is, and I've seen this brought up a lot, is that people will see these lawns that we do and they will comment and say, oh, well, you should really sharpen your blades. The blades are sharpened before we do a property. Every property that we do before we do it, those blades are sharpened, and we arrive with multiple sharpened blades. So if we need to change them out, just so it's more efficient and quick, we can go ahead and change them out. They're all sharpened. And I know the one that we got the most comments on about you need to sharpen your blades was the lady, oh gosh, what was her name? Harley. So she was the one where the neighbors had said that they were going to call the cops. Or that she would call the cops if we even attempted to mow or knocked on the door. So, and her property was right next to the mow shop.
Yep,
like
that
literally
just had left.
That we had just left. And then we had gotten those Gator Blade commercial grade lawnmower blades, and we had just put them on there, and we're going around
They were
doing
brand new.
And then the comments, oh, you need to sharpen your blades. I'm like, what are you talking about? These are brand new. Third question here is if the city doesn't pick them up. First, if the city does not pick up the debris, then what do we do with the debris? So, good question. The city, if it's inside of the city picks up the debris.
Yes.
So that's not a question. I mean, not to say that that's not a fair question, but I'm just saying, like, the city picks up the debris. So if we're in the city limits, which we usually are, they will pick up the debris. And we showed it in the one video by Vanguard.
Yes.
Where the people came. And a couple of people in the comments were like, oh, did you call someone to come pick that up? No, we didn't call anybody to come pick that up. That was the city, and we just happened to be there at the time when they came and picked it up.
Yeah.
So, but if it's outside of the city, remember the guy?
Oh.
When we were doing like a leaf cleanup, something like that, the guy came by and he's like, hey, if you ever have any kind of yard debris to drop off, come bring it by my house. He gave us his phone number and everything because he uses it for compost or mulch, stuff like that. So whether it be taken to like a landfill or whether we have people who are gardeners, people who just don't want to pay for their mulch.
Yeah.
Their mulch. I'll pick it up. But if they don't want to pay for it, there are people around town, like they see you out doing work and they are like, hey, here's my address. They're completely okay with you dumping it. They have a spot where you can dump it, and you dump it and they'll just use it for their gardening. And you know what? A lot of people actually in the comments I've seen along the same lines as this question of what do you do with it, some people say, well, I hope that you take it back and like tend to your own garden or use it for your own mulch or whatever, or your own compost pile, because you can use it for that. So either landfill or if it's close enough within the vicinity, then we can drop it off at any of the people who have asked us to drop that stuff off at their home.
Yeah.
Carol Apostolos says, CJ, what do you see yourself doing in 5 years from now? Same question for your mom. Love watching the two of you work and conversate together. In 5 years, someone's a goal planner. Don't you have your 1 year goal, your 5, your 2 year, your 5 year, and your 10 year goal? Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to see, right? Where do I see myself in 5 years? Hopefully with more subscribers. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, definitely that.
I'm kidding. In 5 years, wow. So me personally, I would like to expand upon what we're doing, and that might not even entail lawn work.
Yeah.
But see myself, so I do like to maybe plan ahead, but the thing about planning ahead for me in my mind and setting these goals is it's a good aspiration, it's a good thing to do, it's a good benchmark, like a place to like focus on. But what happens day by day, week by week, month by month is that things change, and it's absolutely okay to correct course and change your goals to adjust and fit the circumstances that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, if I look out 5 years, I know certain big things that I would want to have going on, but the little things, these small leap jumps that we're doing right now to get there, those things can change along the way. And so I don't ever hold myself to a definitive idea of the future because I'm living right now.
Right.
I'm living right now, but I know the future is there. So I don't think I have a good answer for this. I don't know if that was a good
I can't
answer.
even think of a good answer for that. I'm not even sure.
I don't know. I don't know if it was a good answer or not, but like
I would still like to be helping people, but just don't know if it will be in the same aspect.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. So definitely something that I would say is more philanthropic. Philanthropy? Something like that. That's a good question though. That seems like an essay question though. Like, yeah.
You used to give us those essay questions.
I did?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You had a piece of paper and say, "Here, tell me what you want to be doing in 5 years."
Oh, yeah. Well, that was like a goal sheet. Yeah, like a goal sheet. And again, that idea, like this question though, is to set a precedent, something just for you to focus on. Some people need that to focus on.
Yeah.
I don't need that to focus on. Because I guess like maybe just like I'm like here and now, but I also see that.
Yeah.
But like there's a disconnect sometimes with like goals and things like that, and like people can like fall off the goals. But yeah, I hand that to you. Just kind of like see where you were, where your mind was, what you wanted to do, what you wanted to be, what you wanted to see.
Where you want to go?
Where do you want to go? MG we to die. Don't know if this is MG we to DF. I don't know. You both have such a great channel. The work that is accomplished is just lovely. There are a few bits that make your station stand out from the others.
Oh.
Who's tuning in on us? Like, I'm just kidding. The interaction, including just how fun you guys seem to make everything. The phone that will show the time and weather, not always there, but appreciate. Oh. That was in some of our earlier videos. The phone would pop up and show the time and the weather.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was like a ding.
Yeah.
Oh man. And the pausing to talk and drinks. Those are nice. Now looking up CJ Mowing, it is unclear if the one that comes up is attached to your YouTube. So if anyone wants to hire you guys that way, it would be a problem. Just mentioning. I guess my question would be more on the likes of, could you have more fun extra videos like the one you have for Halloween? The empty house was just too great. Otherwise, everything you guys do is awesome. If you are ever in the New York City area, I will hire you for my pitiful yard, and or buy you drinks. Love you guys. Okay, so doing additional stuff on the videos, like what we did for Halloween. Now I'll say what. Okay, so for that video, I like that video.
Yeah.
I like the community in that video. I like how people kind of all came together. There was like the kids that were there. There was the runners from the school, Vanguard, the guys, the girls running around. there was a lot going on right there.
Yeah.
In that area. So I like that video. I like the neighbors and everything. They were so nice giving drinks. But the ending with the Halloween thing, I like the Halloween thing,
Mm-hmm.
but adding it in the video, I don't know if I would do that again. Because that was like a home mowing video, and I think that someone seen it and like for some reason,
Yeah.
do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Someone seen it and thought like they just went 180 on us and was like, I thought you were these type of people, but then blah blah. Like, again, different walks of life, people, stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know as though I would include that in there, but they are fun. I do like to do like the additional content.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's just for a special occasion.
Yeah. I think we only did it because it was Halloween.
Yeah. And
I mean, you could do it for any holiday, but
yeah,
it's not as, I mean, that was just, I thought, better because we actually found a house that looked haunted.
right. and I thought about doing something like that for Halloween, but like, I don't know, the reception, the way I personally felt after putting that video out and that Halloween thing was attached to it. Now when I hear that song, the outro song, because I have that outro song, when I hear it, I immediately start going into this Halloween theme right after it. Like how it went. And I'm like, I just don't know if that maybe that should have been separate. Maybe that should have been like
A separate video?
yeah. I mean, they could have been both released on the same day, but like a separate video. So I don't know. Just keep the mowing to the mowing, and if there's another video, if someone wants to watch it, they can watch that video, maybe. But I do like those. So
Yeah.
yes, as far as like making more content like that, but on special occasions and potentially separated from our mowing. This next question is from Linda Jones, and Linda Jones says, would love if you would have a Q&A. We had a little snow in Virginia this past week. Do you get snow where you live in Florida? Do you do lawn care in the winter?
No, we do not get snow where we live. I think we might have got like little frost. That was a few years ago, and people was like, it's snowing.
Yeah. It was like barely anything. People were like making these little snowballs.
Yes.
And then saving them in plastic bags in
Put them in
the
a freezer.
So no, we don't get any snow where we are. If we do, it's once in a, I don't know, 20-year thing or
That's
something.
something.
Like
It's gotta get really cold, and it doesn't get real cold. I mean, it gets cold, but it doesn't get cold enough to snow.
No, or at least the weather conditions aren't such that like it gets cold enough, but it's just it doesn't snow.
Yeah.
Do we do lawn care in the winter?
Yes.
Where?
Oh. They didn't ask that question. They just want to know.
Yeah, no. So we've done leaf cleanups, and there are periodically lawns that would still need to be done if they're overgrown, but typically during the winter time, which is what we're in right now, the grass isn't growing, so it's pretty slow.
Yeah. If you have a business, it's slow.
Yeah.
And the grass grows really slow at this time.
Yeah. This question is from Natalie Jarash. Says, my question is, have you ever considered getting more family members involved in what you guys are doing?
Well, a lot of my family lives out of state. And the ones that do live in Florida lives further away. So, and they have their own jobs and their own lives.
Now, we did have one of our family members, it was my mom's brother, who we had doing some lawn work with us. It was actually the reason why we had started doing the lawn work here at this specific time when that happened. But because of his age, he had stopped doing the lawn work and we had continued doing the lawn work without him.
He's the oldest of the family. I'm the youngest, so he's a lot older than me. So he aged out, I guess.
Yeah, aged out. You're done. Okay. Time for retirement.
He said that after that year, he said he was going to retire.
Yeah, because he was working with us for a year, and then after that,
about 2 years, wasn't it?
I mean, well, maybe a little bit over a year, possibly 2 years. So, he stopped doing that work with us, and like I said, we continued doing the lawn work, but that was with the lawn business. That was not with CJ Mowing.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Yes, correct. Okay. So the next question is from Susie QB. Question is, what made you as a mother and son decide to start a lawn care company? And what made you two decide to start a lawn care company? So picking up off of the question with your brother, obviously he was the reason why we had started it, but it didn't begin there.
No.
So we're in the Ocala area now,
right.
But we lived out of the county, out of Marion County. I was going to college and got a state job and ended up down in another county south from here. And you tagged along.
Yes, I came down.
And after you tagged along, so we were there for maybe, I would say, 2 years, 3 years, something like that.
You were.
Yeah. I mean, I was, but you had came down and you were there for a hot minute.
I was down about 7 years. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you were down there for about 7 years, but you were working for an aerospace and defense contracting company.
Yes.
And think military, NASA, that type of thing, or SpaceX, whatever.
Yes. Actually, we almost got that contract.
Yeah, building computers for them. But you had, at one point, you told me that you had felt a lump on your stomach. And after about, 2 weeks or so, you thought that it might be a good decision to go to the doctor to see what was going on?
Well, when I felt the lump and I was stretching or something, that's what I recall, and I hit it and it hurt. Yeah, I figured I need to go find out what it was.
What happened?
Went to the doctor and they ran all these different tests and found out that I had ovarian cancer.
And so I, at that point, had moved back up here to the Ocala area, and I went down there.
Yeah, after you found out, you came back down there.
To help you because you needed to be taken to your doctor's appointments and things like that to figure out treatment and everything. And then they told you that you had to have chemo. To see if that would potentially get rid of the cancer.
Yes. Well, what had happened was while they were doing the surgery, I had, from what the doctor told me, I had 2 tumors. One of them was the size of a grapefruit, one of them was the size of an orange. And while she was doing the surgery, she busted the tumors inside of me. The outside was benign, but she wanted, because that she busted them inside and she didn't know if there was any kind of cancerous cells on the inside, she wanted me to go through chemo. And that's where I lost my hair.
Yeah.
And now it won't grow.
So, in the midst of that happening and going back and forth with the chemo treatments and how it made you feel while you were there, your job asked if you were going to come back.
Right, I was still going through chemo, and my job had wanted me to come back, and I told them I couldn't come back right then because I was still going through chemo, and the chemo made me sick, made my feet hurt, I could barely walk. And because I couldn't come back and they said they couldn't extend my time any longer, they ended up letting me go.
And you were staying in a place down there, and since you did not have any source of
Income anymore. Yes.
I asked you to move up here with me.
Correct.
So that, you know, we can go through that together and be able to get you back to a place where you were healthy again. You were doing your doctor's follow-ups and everything like that, and they were saying everything looked like it was pretty good after a certain period of time. And I think
still seeing the doctor right now for the cancer doctor anyway.
Yeah. And all of this is happening through COVID.
Yes, all of it happened through COVID. That was the worst part of it. It was in 2020 is when I found out. The beginning of 2020, in April of 2020. And I'm in the hospital having surgery, and no one was allowed to visit. No one was allowed to come up there.
So as a way with COVID to be able to do something that we were helping out to where we didn't necessarily have to be in direct contact with anyone.
Right.
Considering what was going on with you and your health.
Mm-hmm.
Your brother had some experience in lawn care, and I had some experience in ambition. And so
and I had experience in lawn care.
Yeah. Making designs in the yard in Ohio. But I was like, okay, so he knows how to do this, and I know how to do some things too, and you know how to do some things. Why don't we do something where we can get out and be outside, be out in the elements, be in the sun, just get fresh air and not be cooped up inside of the house and not feel just overwhelmed with the things that were going on in that period of time. And so we started that business, going out and doing lawn work. And I know at one point I'd spoke to you. I didn't even know it was a thing to even be doing like videos. I'd never seen anyone doing videos of lawn stuff. They existed. I know now they existed.
Yeah.
But then I didn't know. And I was so nervous. I didn't even know what to do. I was like, okay, so what do you do? Get a camera? I don't even know what you do. Like, what do you do?
Right.
Who's going to want to watch this stuff? And it took probably a year after mentioning about doing the videos. And I remember like halfway through there, I was like, okay, let me attach my phone to the zero turn.
Tried that, but that didn't work.
And it was like, I'm like, no one's gonna watch a vibrating video like this. This is ridiculous, but I didn't know. And but now I do. And now we do, and we're doing this channel. We got the channel. We didn't know what would happen with it, but it took a little while. We're about a year into it now, and it's people are paying attention.
Yeah.
People are watching. People are into the story. I didn't think anybody would be, but yeah.
The before and afters, I think they really like those.
The before and afters?
Yes.
So, yeah, I guess that's a general gist of how we
Got into mowing.
into mowing, yes.
And putting it on YouTube for other people to see.
And helping our community out. Okay, so this question is from Liberty121. Tell us about growing up / your childhood with mom. Have you always been so close? Yes, we have. My mom and I, well, this is my only mom, and I'm an only child. And I didn't have another figure that was there, so my mom has always been like my rock through growing up, the person that I would always go to. And I remember when you worked for a cleaning company, it was at nights when you would work, and I wanted to go because I wanted to help and like try to make sure everything got done like quicker. And inevitably I learned how to clean. I learned how to clean, but I also wanted things to get done quicker because I wanted to get back to playing my video game. Which, do you remember when you would watch the stories, but this is back when there were VCRs,
yes.
And they would have to record.
Yes.
And I'm getting out of school, and like the soap operas are coming on at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're recording them. So I got to this point to where I started watching them on purpose because I couldn't do anything else. At that time, back then, with a VCR,
yeah.
Like, I had my game system, but if I turned it on, it was going to interrupt the soap operas and stuff like that. So I would sit there and watch them, and then on purpose go and start telling her the plot line of what happened, who it happened to, and who did what, and who got this and that. And so she at first was like, no, don't tell me this. And then she was like, okay, like what happened? Because like she had a busy day or whatever. So she was like, what happened? And it just got to a point to where she slowly stopped watching them, and I got to start playing my games like I wanted to do all along. And she slowly got weaned off of them. But I really just I can't believe I would sit there and watch these stories because, like, here's what would happen. I would have to sit there and watch them because there was nothing else to do, like to watch. I would have to watch them, and then you came home, and then I'd have to watch them again. So I'm like getting a double dose of these things, and I'm like, okay, if I just tell her what's going on, then maybe I can just play my game when she gets home. So, yes, we've always been close. Still today, yesterday, in the past, years ago, 10 years, 20 years, yes, we've been close. Now, that question seemed like it was directed towards me. Do you have anything to add to that?
Oh, no, that we've always been close, yeah. Most everything you said, I agree with.
Check.
Checked all the boxes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What part do you want me to add? The part that you would always cry when I would leave if I had to go to work and someone else was watching you?
Now, how old was I? 25? Where'd you go? Oh, I think that this is probably a good segue into the last question by Ella Rose. Do you really get along that well? I squabble with my mom a bit, and she's 83. Do you get along that well? Do we get along that well?
Yes. I mean, everybody has their
Most
squabbles.
parts-
What is it you want me to say?
Oh gosh. Where's my script again? I don't. Yes, we do get along that well. As seen on YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, and you know where I think that we really excel with is in the work that we do. And like with the last question about like the childhood and everything, and what I was saying about us like working together,
Yeah.
and even though mine might have been for nefarious reasons, like wanting to play a game system, but I think that at an early age, while the mind is still developing, that I had learned how to work with my mom in a work capacity like that, to where we could just like feed each other, feed off each other, and know like, okay, this is what needs to be done, that's what needs to be done, and just to kind of have that overall understanding. It's a really unique thing, and I think I learned that at an early age with my mom when it comes to work or like anything. It doesn't even matter if it's like the lawn work. It could be something like around the house, like, okay, or like any situation. If you're doing something, like if the other person needs help, then you kind of can pick up on like, oh, okay, well they need help, well let me do this and let me do that, instead of just like idly sitting around and just watching them because you don't really know what's going on. It's like an unwritten communication.
Yeah, we used to do that all the time. Like when we was cleaning around the house, one of us started cleaning, the other one would come along and start helping
Yeah,
the other.
yeah. We could do that with cooking too,
Yeah.
if we cook. When we cook. But no, yeah. So, do we really get along that well?
Yes.
Yes. All right, S. Sanchez 75 says she loves watching our videos. She watches them while she's on the treadmill,
Oh.
and she likes us making the yards look great. But her question though is, finally, she says, what made you decide to mow and clean up people's yards for free? Why do it for free? So we had a lawn business, and we impacted the individual people that we did lawn work for. Those people, they seen our work, they paid us for our work. We have a video on that. Some people have commented about our prices, that they were maybe too low in some instances.
Yeah, we didn't charge a whole lot.
Other people said that the prices were great. Of course, if they're a low price, they would be great. But
Yeah.
like considering the work that we put in. However, we were impacting those individual people.
Yeah.
And like the question that was answered before, about reaching out to a wider possible audience, I thought, how could I help my community by helping the individual people in the lawn work that we were doing, or if we were to record this and show whoever is willing to watch the work that we're doing, would it inspire someone? What would people think? What would people say? We didn't have that option before the cameras were turned on.
Yeah.
What would people think? What would people say? Now, there are people, you all, from around the world, Australia, South Africa, Europe,
Germany.
Germany, yeah, New Zealand, Guam, Japan. There are so many places around the world that people are commenting about what we're doing. We've gotten people to say that it's inspired them to create their own channel or even go out and help in their own ministry and their own community based off what we're doing. And that really makes what we're doing worth it when we're able to not only, prior to CJ Mowing, we were helping the individual at their home, but helping people on a larger scale. That transcends space and time, like changing people's lives.
Yes.
So why do it for free? The impact that we can make, all of us, what we can do and what you can do, we can all make a change. So that is our reason for doing it for free. It does come at some cost.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have to put in the time, put in the labor, the maintenance, all this stuff. You guys already know. You know what we have to do. But like we said before, we're so appreciative of the opportunity to have a following and to have this platform to be able to do it.
Yes.
Thank you. Diri 916, D-I-R-I 916. I think a Q&A would be fun.
Yeah.
I am curious to know how you two got started working together. Have you always done this together, or did you start a business and then have mom join you? What does the CJ in your company name stand for? And why is Trish the one always getting stung by wasps and covered with spiders? I just like the way you two talk to each other. Very sweet, always kind, love your smiles. Okay, where do we start? I think we answered some of the questions here at the beginning, so let's jump over to what does the CJ in your company name stand for? Now, if anyone's ever deep diving in the comments, someone asked this question and I actually answered it, and I guess, I don't know who's seen it or who didn't see it, but CJ Mowing. My name is Casey.
Yep.
Casey. And I am a junior. That's it. Casey Junior Mowing. Don't say that. Don't repeat that to anyone. CJ Mowing. Okay, so I don't know if this needs to be like a speed round, but one person asked 10 questions or 9. Wait, I'm not sure, but it's either 9 or 10 questions. Okay, I'm gonna try to go through these questions, and I want to try to answer them with a yes or a no, not a long, lengthy thing here. All right, so this is from Patricia Lucas. What areas do each of you usually focus on first, and why? That's not a yes or no, but what areas do we usually focus on first? What do you do first? Like, do you start mowing? Picking up trash?
Picking up trash, picking up any kind of debris that might be in the yard, stuff like that first.
Cool, too. Are there understood areas you will do which are harder for your mom? Okay, are there understood areas that I will do that are harder for you? Yes. So it's pretty much, okay, yes. I don't want to go into it. Yes, we have an understanding with each other, and if it's something that's gonna be too hard for her, then I will go ahead and do it, and vice versa. If it's I know her, she knows me. I know what she can do and what she can't. She knows what I can do and what I can't, and so we'll do that for each other. If you do yards during the month, some weekly and some bi-weekly, how many yards do you do a month? So we do free lawn mowing, so it's 1 video a month. I mean, 1 video a week. Okay. 4, have you mentioned You have mentioned starting a business when you were young, finding abandoned properties. For real estate people, do you still refer properties as you come across the refer properties?
How about the abandoned ones, I think.
Refer.
But you don't work for any real estate person anymore, so.
Right. So that's going to be a no. 6. Wait, hold on. No, 5. If you could add to your lawn mowing service, what would you add? Lawn mowing service.
Another zero turn.
I know, right? Just leave it there. Another 0 to add to your lawn mowing service. I'm pretty sure it's like doing other things, like maybe if you wanted to like cut trees down or.
Definitely would not do cutting trees down. Maybe pressure washing, if stuff that might need pressure washed. The only thing I think I would pressure wash is maybe like their driveway or the back patio or something like that.
Well, see, my thing with pressure washing, and I commend people who go out and do the pressure washing. There are channels out there who they do the pressure washing. But when I think about pressure washing, so we're already doing the lawn service itself. But with pressure washing, you're now doing water spraying at a house that has electricity.
If you decide to do the house, but I wouldn't do the house.
Yeah. So again, like I commend the people who go out and who do that, and if they have the skill and everything to do that, that's great. But that's not something that I would add.
Because water could run down into any kind of outside electrical outlet and just their whole electrical system.
Yeah, there's already an inherent.
I don't know enough about electricity to do all that.
Yeah, I'm not an electrician, but there's already an inherent liability that comes with going on someone's property and just mowing it, let alone getting into water, spraying it, and getting on electrical, and then like plants, different things like that. If you're using chemicals, like I'm not even really well versed in all of that. I just don't want to place myself or us in a situation where we could possibly be getting into something that's in over our head, like water.
Yes.
Don't want to get in over our head.
Right.
So, but adding anything to a service, I mean, I don't know. I think that we do a lot.
Yeah.
So far,
we do a lot when we do the yards.
Right. Okay. So, do you ever go back and do a quick mow for the ones that you have helped in real need, so the yard doesn't get out of hand? I would say yes. We've done that before.
Yes, we have.
We have done that with a couple of the properties that we've done. So the answer to that question, yes, we have gone back. Not all of them, but we have gone back to do them. Some of them. This next question is from Jason Hillman. What's the most enjoyable thing about working with your mom, and what's the most enjoyable thing about working with your son? You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Well, I could just say that it's I get to be around him and see him grow in life.
I think for me, the most enjoyable thing about working with my mom is when you think about the word work and what that means. It's our ability to communicate without words, and knowing that we like get each other when it comes to work, and it makes it almost not feel like work.
Right.
Because it's not like
just make a face and I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's not like you're at each other's necks when it comes to work, and so it just doesn't feel like work. So when we talk about the word work and enjoyable, that would make that work enjoyable by being with someone who understands you and that you understand, I think.
Yeah.
What was the most surprising find while clearing yards? The most surprising find?
The only thing we found was the house where the lady, the one is that rolled her eyes.
Yeah.
we found a lot of stuff in her yard. I mean, it wasn't nothing of value, but we found a lot of stuff in her yard.
The pillow, the bed frame, there was more stuff there.
I ran over how many things?
I think that you found everything that you could run over.
I know. I mean, I ran over a starter to a car.
A starter to a car? Well, there were a few cars on that property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was something else over there, another part to a car, but because I ran over something, you had to get it out from under the out from under the mower, and then I go right back and I said, there better not be nothing else in here, and I went up into the area because I looked, I didn't see nothing, went in, and I'm like,
wait, what? How did that go again?
I mean, the thing literally stopped. I think the first one was, I ran over, was like a pulley type thing. It wrapped all around the blades.
Yeah, because I got that one out.
But a value? I don't think we've ever found anything of value.
Of value?
Is that what she said?
Of value?
Or he? Was it she or he?
What was the most surprising find?
Surprising? Well, that surprised us because it could have damaged our equipment, so that was a surprise. I mean, any time you run over anything, that surprises you. You're like, what did I damage?
A surprising find. So you've gotten bitten by wasps.
Wasp.
You've been attacked by a spider.
Yes. That thing literally, you could see it on the ground and jump up on my back.
So, I mean, maybe those are surprising. I don't think there's anything.
That was surprising. The lizard jumping on my head, that was surprising. That's surprising stuff, I guess. But
I really think the lizard got overshadowed by the spider because, I don't know if people realize that.
Yeah, the lizard, the same video.
Jumped out of the tree.
Lizard jumped out of the tree and landed on top of my head.
But I don't know if there's anything noteworthy of being something surprising finding on the property. I don't know.
But the other lady, didn't someone else ask that question? Why do I get all the spiders and the bee stings and stuff? We didn't answer that, did we? I don't think so. But it's not like it's scripted or anything. It just happens. And apparently the bugs like to jump on me. I don't know, and sting me. I don't know.
I know.
It happens.
I think I was talking to you about it today where someone had asked and said, like, why does it seem like every property that you go to, that there's always something going on?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm not going to question why, but I have no idea. But, I mean, it's there and it happens.
Yeah.
And maybe that's life.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this question comes from someone who, I'm not sure what this is, but the username starts with user. So, I don't know what that means.
They didn't name their channel.
Their channel's not named? Okay. Have either of you worked for a garden center or another landscaping company before doing your YouTube channel?
Just our own.
Just our own?
Or doing our own property and stuff like that. And as a kid, I mowed our property, like I said before. So
yeah, never.
No other lawn company, no.
Prior to doing the lawn work that we have done prior to CJ Mowing, and then also with CJ Mowing, neither one of us have ever worked for any company or lawn or landscaping garden center company or anything like that.
No.
Same person says, CJ, do you have brothers or sisters?
I think you answered that already.
I'm an only child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. What do either of you do when you have free time? Free time? What's that? Free time?
Right now is our free time. This time we have off.
Yeah.
Other than that, we do the work, come home, then it's a lot of editing.
A lot of editing, a lot of emails, a lot of everything.
Yes.
There's a lot that 20%, if even that much, is the lawn work that we do, and the rest is a lot of stuff. And so, again, what is free time? And so this Christmas break that we've had is pretty much the free time that we've had, and it's been nice. But there have been some people saying, "Hey, holiday's over. Get back to work. Come on, we want some more content." So
it's coming.
That's what we're doing actually right now. We're on break, but doing this content.
Yeah.
From Ford.
From Ford.
Ford. You don't know who Ford is?
Ford?
Yeah. He asked a question.
I read so many questions. Or not questions, I mean comments.
Yeah. But he was the one, remember, in Lee?
Oh!
God Lee?
Okay.
Ford
okay.
from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I remember this. Ford. Ford from Pennsylvania. So he was the one who was like, when the lady said God Lee, it was like, was there a person named God Lee that blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had actually wrote back to his comment and told him prior to our video that was coming out that was from Lee, that you were going to be mentioned in the next video, which was me saying about the God Lee thing. And here we go again. So his question is, Ford, I am interested in a macro level to know more about you and your mother and any other family. Whatever information you want to share, that's obviously your call to make. Macro level. Micro, macro. Micro, macro. Micro, macro. More information. That is a very broad question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any information?
Well, if you listen to all this video, you'll know that I have a brother that worked with us. And the rest of my family lives out of state.
And you also mentioned in the video that was by Vanguard, that was two sisters.
Yes.
That let the house go, which didn't get as many views as some of the other content, but in that one, you in the Halloween part at the end, we're talking about your siblings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an only child, so that's my call to make.
That's your call to make.
Do you ever go back and check on the people you meet? Said by Kat Lubell. Question. Do you ever go back to check on the people that you meet? A lot of people ask this question on if you should, like, saying that you should go back and either one, do a wellness check, or that you should go back just to check up on, like, the people.
Yeah.
But our schedule is very full, and we do have to find another yard to be able to do. And so if we have an opportunity to go out and connect back with anyone that we've done a yard with, if we're in the area, then we will. However, in this question here, do you ever go back and check on the people? So I guess the answer is yes. Jeff Stewart says, tell us about when you were younger. Does Trish have any funny stories about you when you were younger? So I think that we already covered the when you were younger part. So, yeah. But do you have a funny story about me? Is there something funny about me? Is there something funny about me? Do you have a funny little anecdote about me?
I mean, the only thing that I can think of is little things that I would do when you were younger, because you would always like think that I want this at the store.
That you wanted it?
No, you wanted it.
I wanted it.
And if I just stand here, she's going to buy it. Even though she's walking away, if I stand here, she's going to come back and get it and buy it for me. And I would just say, bye. And then you would be like, ah! And come running back up to me because as soon as I said bye, you was like, got scared that I was leaving you for real, and you would come running back.
Uh-oh. Watch out, there might be some therapists watching. This one has abandonment issues. And how do you feel about that? Okay. Was that the funny one for you? Okay. Bye. Okay.
I think it was more your reaction. What?
Oh, I read that wrong.
Which one?
This is a quick answer though. Not going to dive into this, but this is a quick answer. But I feel like it's getting at something else. Kitty Birdie, are you married? Are you married, CJ? Just curious. Thumbs up to you two all the time. No. Brace yourselves. No. I'm not married. No, not married. And that looks like that is the last question that's here. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, that we just selected a few of the questions because a lot of the questions, a lot of was like repeat questions. So hopefully we answered everybody's question. But
now I had some questions of my own that I thought would be good because when I made that community post, I thought to myself, here's what I would want to know.
mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to put that out there. I want to know what they want to know.
Now you're going to have them wondering.
Yeah, like if you could have asked anything.
Yeah.
And so, I think there's some good information here.
Yeah.
There's some good information here, especially for a blog spot or something to try to do like a cover story on. Okay.
Well, we have a lot of people that's been asking about Freddie, the dog that we adopted, and how he's doing. And he's doing really good.
Freddie!
Freddie, come here. Come here. Freddie, come here. What are you doing? Come here. Hey, Freddie. Freddie.
He's want to play with his toy.
Yeah, he wants to play with his toy. There's Freddie. He's doing good.
Yes, Freddie is doing good, and we are doing good. But we're wrapping up this Q&A, so we're done. Hooray!
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching, and we are going to be coming out with some new content very soon, so stick around for that. We're going to be getting into our regularly scheduled programming, as we said before. So we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.